Hi everybody, recently I went to London with school and I recorded a bit of a video there, so today we're going to be watching back the footage that I filmed and I'm going to be talking you through it. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with the classic part of everybody's journey to London, seeing Stonehenge. Does anyone ever actually visit this place? I filmed a fair few shots of the scenery going by on our way there, just because I like that kind of shot.
We're in the iconic Fleet Services.
Then we went past this bridge with about the coolest bridge wall I think I've ever seen, before also going over a train bridge. I can see a train in the distance, can you? Then I spotted this plane descending into an airport somewhere in London.
I think we're reaching the point in the journey where it really starts setting in. We're here. We're in London, the capital city of the UK, and one of the biggest I've seen, I think. There's some amazing architecture because London is such an old city. It's incredible. I'll see if I can see it on the way back because we missed it this time, but we just went past a massive London Overground depot, so that was really cool. That's about the biggest and coolest shaped billboard I've ever seen in my life. The first place we're going to is the Natural History Museum. What a spectacular building! Wow! Is it a dinosaur? Do you know, I'm quite sure it is. That was all very good in the Natural History Museum, but now we're going on to another museum literally around the corner, and one I'm more excited for, the Science Museum. Let's go and have a look. While I'd love to, we're with a massive school group, so it probably won't be practical to go on the underground. Oh well. There's the locomotion. Going along this little track, there he is. As someone who used to like space and apparently still does, this place is super cool. They've got what I believe is some sort of lander. I think that's the Apollo. Oh, that's Russian. Yeah, I've got one of my mates who likes space over here. And rocket engines. That one's massive. Huge. Here there's something super cool. This is the Apollo 11 moon lander. Well, it's not the exact one, but it's a replica. And it is really awesome. There's a model of it in comparison to the rocket and where it would have been inside of it. I found a wild train. It's a very old wild train, but it's still a train. It seems more advanced than the locomotion though, because it's got a connection between the tender and the boiler, with lots of different pumping systems, because the locomotion was really simple. That had like literally just a normal wagon for the coal and water. I find that really cool because it was just like the primitive version of the steam engine. But then this was like developing tech that they have on them nowadays. This thing's cool. I'll have to work out what this is at some point. Do some Googling.
I very promptly did no Googling. Moving on.
I've found yet another of the oldest steam engines pretty much in existence. This is an 1845 Grand Junction Railway locomotive, and it's named Columbine. It's got massive, beautiful cylinders, one huge driving wheel, and lots of brass all over it for some reason. Looks super cool. Also, the driving controls and the cab are bare, so presumably it would have had a tender. Another model of locomotion. Model of rocket. I've also found a traction engine. This one's a really nice green colour, and I don't think it has a plaque, so I don't know entirely what it is, but it's very cool. There's all the controls. Love a good traction engine. Oh, here's a plaque, here's a plaque. Aveling and Porter traction engine from 1871. Incredible. I've found probably the most primitive design of a steam engine ever. This is Hackworth's Royal George locomotive. I am reading off a plaque. I know nothing about old steam engines. And you can see it's number 5, and it was built in 1827. It's incredible. I can't be bothered to read the information on all the plaques here, so I'm just going to scroll through all these steam engines and just show you. Obviously these things don't actually work, they're just models of what once was. So they provide a good demonstration of what steam trains looked like back then. And then there's an American one, that's cool. Stirling single, I like that one. Oh, this is cool. This is a 440. These dominated British Railways a while back, and then they worked out they could make bigger engines, so they stopped. And then moving along, we've got a passenger carriage of some sort. Gyrostatic monorail, I was interested in that, so I had to read it. And then we've got a whole entire LMS train. Well, not exactly a whole entire one, but it's a good demonstration of a dining car in that era. Got some tables laid out and a lavvy and the kitchen. And then there is the Princess Royal, number 6200. This is a Stanier Pacific loco. That means it's a 462, and these were the biggest thing that operated on the LMS networks, and some of the biggest engines ever in Britain. Okay, so I worked out you can make the wheels move. So starting off with the Stirling single, there it goes, that's very cool. And now we're going to move on to the American 440, about which I know nothing, and press the button. Any second now. Yeah, the button's a bit laggy, but it does do it. Watch now. There it goes. Turning the wheels. It's very interesting how it shows you how the mechanism works. And then we're going to move along to an engine which looks to be called Alexandra. There it goes. That's also a single wheeler. And then there is this thing. And there it goes. Oh, that's a very cool mechanism, isn't it?
Unique.
Look at that. It's got like 3 things moving at once. Now we're going to move along to this small one called Austria.
Is it from Austria?
I wonder. Okay, there it goes. That's very cool how it shows you how the mechanism works. That's what I love about museums like this. Like, it's so interactive and you can like see how stuff works rather than it just be sitting there for you to look at. Very cool. I found an old Mini. This is cool. It's like cut apart with all the insides showing, so you can see like how it worked, all the drive shaft and engine and stuff. Very cool. You can also see how they made the Mini so small that the engine is sideways. Like, normally they'd be facing forward, which is why most really old cars have super long bonnets, but the Mini literally turned it round on its side. So now, the Mini was so much smaller, and that's what made it so revolutionary. This is Apollo 10 capsule, so this has actually been around the moon and back. So that's really cool. That was very good as well. Now let's move on to the next thing. I'm not entirely sure what this is, the next bit, so I'm going to ask somebody who will know, and then I'll update you later. Bentley Turbo R there, you can just see. Parked on the side of the road. That's very cool. Might have been a roller, but Bentley Turbo Rs and rollers look very the same. Both cool cars though.
Lesson time with GW5199. London is so big because it's something called a city. Wow! How very interesting. And then, while recording the street going past, I somehow managed to film Harrods, so that was good.
This Range Rover has a cool paint. Look at that, like, red accents on his black paint. That's really cool. There are some car mods that I don't like, but nah, I like this one. There's a G-Wagon here. There it is. There's also, as you may predict in London, an abundance of London taxis. Loads of them. It's very cool to see what you would expect in London. Like, obviously I expected to see London buses and taxis all over the roads, but for some reason it's so cool just to actually see them. Impressive. Oh yeah, also there's a lot of fuel saving cars because of the fuel tax. Like, you have to pay money to operate certain types of engine inside the area of London because it gets so congested. New underground station there. Just went past it, called Knightsbridge. And now there's one of the classic ones where you go down into the ground. You can see him just there, the other side of the road. Just went past him. Yeah, this isn't great footage, but I can't get much more because I forgot to bring my tripod. So yeah, enjoy it. Oh, just missed the old bus, I think. Just went past. That was cool. Roll up. There he goes. Look at that Brabus. Just the other side of that hedge is, I believe it's called Queen's Park. Not sure. Either way, one of the massive parks they have in London. Appropriately with a London bus about to come past. There he goes. Oh, I love the London buses. Here's the Ritz Hotel. Just as posh as I heard about it. Lamborghini. Just wanted to point it out. Oh, and horses, police horses. I saw that Lamborghini, I was like, yep, gotta film that.
And then we went past an extremely busy Piccadilly Circus before seeing Chinatown. As someone who didn't know London had a Chinatown, it was incredible to see all of this.
I forgot to update you on it, but here we are. We're staying at the Royal National Hotel, and that's where we've been going to. We're all sorted with the hotel, and I didn't bother filming in there because there was nothing interesting. Now we're going into the Mary Poppins show in Prince Edward's Theatre, but I'm not allowed to film or take pictures in there, so as you may imagine, I won't. Okay, see you in a bit.
Okay, so we're back now. I have to be nice and quiet because it's very late at night and I'm filming out of the window of my hotel just for something interesting for you guys to look at. But yeah, Mary Poppins was amazing. Obviously I wasn't allowed to film or take pictures in there, as I just said, but yeah, absolutely incredible. I'm not entirely sure what the company was that did it, but as I say, they performed at the Prince Edward's Theatre. So yeah, tomorrow I think we're going to the Tower of London. I'm not sure if we're doing anything else, but I'll keep you posted if ever we do. And yeah, I think that's about it for today, so I'm going to go off to bed, and then I'll update you again in the morning. Bye-bye for now. Hello everybody, good morning, and welcome back to day 2 of our London trip. I don't think there's anything else I have to say, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, we're back on the bus and ready to leave, I think. Wasn't anything interesting to film at breakfast because obviously it was literally just breakfast. So yeah, we are ready to go off to, as I thought, the Tower of London. So that ought to be very nice. I have no clue because I've done no research, but there's an Australian flag and it says Australia House outside of that building, so I think it might be the Australian Embassy. Another underground station in there. I like all the classic underground signs, I find those cool. Temple Station it's called. There's Big Ben and the London Eye over there. I'm not seeing those up close today.
So you think?
There's the Shard. We're having a little bit of a tour of London on the way to the Tower Bridge. Why is there so many rollers? If you can't already tell, we have arrived. There is the Tower of London. There's Tower Bridge. I didn't realise that was here. Presumably it's called Tower Bridge because it's next to the tower. Very cool to see that in person.
Then I got this beautiful shot of the contrast between the old Tower of London and the new London City. It's kind of weird seeing the difference between the two. Then I saw another low-flying plane. It being a city, you expect to see a lot of them, but it really did strike me seeing so many.
Right now they've got a special event on in the Tower Gardens where they're growing wildflowers for the Queen's Jubilee. It's incredible to see just a river of different colourful flowers. I've found HMS Belfast. Can't get any closer, but there it is, in all its glory. There's a much better shot of the bridge for you. Looks amazing there. It's such an iconic thing, probably the most well-known bridge in London. It's so cool to see it right in front of you. Another shot of HMS Belfast there. This ship doesn't actually move, it's just staying there so that people can come and have a look around it. We're not going to today, but we can see it from here. Cool. There's the Horrible Histories boat. Terrible Thames River Tour. Very cool. I'm not going to read this out because I'm not sure whether or not YouTube will be very happy with me, but you can give it a read if you want to.
Really nice.
Same goes for this one.
They have their feet there and hands there, and then they just stretch their body out.
Oh, that's the stretch
Raven up the top there. Currently queuing to go and see the Crown Jewels.
They didn't allow people to take pictures or film in the room where the crown jewels are kept, so I couldn't do any filming in there. But here's what I had to say after I came out of it.
Well, that was awesome, but I think in a little bit it'll be time to go home. Old London bus here in just a sec. I like that they still use a few old ones, I find that cool. There's Big Ben. We're right up close now, driving past it on the bus. It's absolutely ginormous.
Okay, we've got the House of Parliament in front of us. And you have the Great Ben. What is actually Big Ben about?
Yeah, our coach driver is amazing. He's being very interactive with a very good tour of the city. He's not really meaning to do a tour, but if we pass something interesting, he's showing us.
That's not your
Big train yard. Super cool.
I worked out that this train yard was just up the line from London Victoria Station, somewhere I've actually been in Train Sim World 2, so that was amazing to find out. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you've enjoyed the London trip as much as I did going there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye!